Cuboid syndrome or cuboid subluxation is that little itty bitty, like pebble-like, a little bit bigger than a pebble, small rock maybe size, bone on the lateral aspect of your foot just below your ankle or your malleolus. Hi everyone, Dr. Dave here to talk about cuboid syndrome or a cuboid bone subluxation. So for those of you that don't know what the cuboid or where the cuboid bone is, it's your ankle. So for those of you that have lateral ankle pain, you're gonna wanna watch this. This is a diagram, a really bad one, of the dorsal view of the foot and the lateral view of the foot and ankle. So we're gonna put up a better view of the dorsal or lateral part of the ankle, and you can see the cuboid bone right there. Now, cuboid bone pain or cuboid bone subluxation or misalignment can happen from a number of things. One of the common things is repetitive ankle sprains. Because you're rolling your ankle in, that can cause the cuboid bone, which is on the outside of the ankle or foot, to subluxate or shift. And it can shift in a few different ways. That's for your doctor to figure out. And typically with a cuboid subluxation, there are not too many doctors that will actually manipulate that. The only type of doctors that will do that are chiropractors, and specifically a chiropractor with a CCEP certification. So what that means is a chiropractor that went on and got certified in extremity adjusting. So it's a certified chiropractic extremities practitioner, CCEP. You can look it up online and find current docs that are certified, but if you haven't applied and paid up the money, you're not going to be on that list. So there's a lot of docs that are CCEP certified that are not on that CCEP finder if you Google one. But if you have a chiropractor that knows their extremity adjusting, they'll be able to figure this out. But some of the typical symptoms of cuboid subluxation would be lateral foot pain on the lateral aspect of the foot or underneath the lateral aspect, and it can radiate all the way down to the toe and up to the back and even front of and underneath the ankle, the lateral part of the ankle. It would cause some significant change in gait. You would walk differently, and the pain could be pretty intense. It could be a throbbing. It could also be a sharp pain. Some of the things that would cause it would be, as I said, an ankle sprain or stepping on an uneven surface, like stepping on a good-sized rock, maybe wearing some flimsy sneakers or flip-flops. There's a common one, or being barefoot and stepping on rocks to get to the beach or something like that. If you step on one on the lateral aspect, it can push that cuboid bone up and lateral, cause some significant pain. It almost feels like you have a fractured foot. And the reason I'm going over this today is because I have a cuboid subluxation right now. It's been snowing here in New York City and really cold, and I normally ride my bike to work every day. That's my way of saving the planet. But lately I've been walking 1.2 miles there and home, and I stepped on some snow, like ice in a weird way, and I kind of knew right away what it was, you know? Luckily I've had it checked out and I just had it adjusted and I feel so much better. So now I'm doing a video on it. So cuboid syndrome or cuboid subluxation is that little itty bitty, like pebble-like, a little bit bigger than a pebble, small rock maybe size, bone on the lateral aspect of your foot just below your ankle or your malleolus. And twisting your ankle, stepping on uneven surfaces can cause that to come out of place. And it's simple, you just get it adjusted. I typically use a speeder board, so I'm gonna show you how I adjust it. And by the way, it's gonna be really sensitive. So when you press your finger or your thumb over that area, you're gonna find some significant tenderness, okay? Sharp. And it's only there unless you press it, typically, right? So I'm gonna show you how we adjust my foot. So I actually, this is one area that I can adjust myself on, thankfully. So I'm gonna show you how I adjust my subluxated cuboid on my left foot. Take a look. Okay, here we are. So I'm gonna take off my sock, and don't look at my feet because they are banged up from sports when I was younger. This is actually my good looking foot, but we're gonna go ahead and adjust my cuboid bone. Now you can have a subluxation in the tarsals of the feet, in the talus, in a lot of different bones in the ankle, especially when you roll your ankle in, especially if you've done it more than 2 or 3 times. Now, just to give you some information, I have had 2 partial tears in this Achilles from my triathlon days, my Ironman days, 2012 during the New York City U.S. Championships Ironman in New York, the one and only New York City triathlon. And, you know, I rehabbed it with cold laser therapy, but since then, I have had some issues in this ankle, some weakness. I just get injured a little bit easier as I'm approaching my mid-50s. There, I gave it away. So this right here is a speeder board. You're not going to find this anywhere unless you're a doctor, and I don't recommend adjusting your own cuboid bone, but you could show your chiropractor how I did this. Okay, your chiropractor should already know though, but we're gonna go ahead and come around here and show you the angle of that. So I'm gonna take my foot, and this has a springboard on it, so I'm able to cock it back up and use this springboard to administer the adjustment. So it's a lighter force adjustment. You just heard that. Again, that was just from me putting my weight on it, and I can increase or decrease the tension. So the cuboid bone is right here. Okay, and for me, it's very sensitive. So as I said, I had mine adjusted earlier today. So I'm just gonna show you how I adjusted my cuboid bone. And what I do is I take the thenar eminence, the soft part of my thumb, and I place it here, and I do that. Now, I know which direction my cuboid has subluxated because I had my ankle muscle tested. So I know which direction it's out. So I'm able to adjust it in the right direction. But you also need to not only know where to adjust it, but how exactly, what vector, what angle. So mine went posterior and superior. So that's why you see me adjusting superior to inferior and posterior to anterior, like that. And then what it does is immediately I could tell the difference into my lateral aspect of my foot and toe. And typically you only have to adjust that a couple of times, and it really should hold. If it doesn't, that tells you that you sprained your ankle too many times and you have an inherent weakness in that ankle, and you need to strengthen it and rehab it with physical therapy. Make sure you check out my other videos that I've done on ankle sprains, phase 1 and phase 2 of ankle sprains, and how to rehab that, because we've done videos on that, and you could use those same exercises to rehab really any ankle injury. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope you guys learned something. See you soon. Thank you guys so much. If you got anything from this video, or even if you just like this view of the Empire State Building and the Chrysler Building, give me a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Appreciate you guys.